Hi guys! So December 2018 is rapidly approaching and I wanted to make a video showing you my planner lineup for the upcoming month. I've got 5 books here, of which 3 are planners and 2 are journals, so I'll show you each of them in turn, starting with the planners. First up is my Hobonichi Weeks, which I'm using as a personal planner for the 4th year in a row. I have just switched into this from my 2018 weeks, which I really loved, and I'm now moving into a Weeks Mega for the first time. I'm really excited to try this because I felt like last year I didn't have enough room in the note pages to use this as a daily planner as well as a weekly and for collections, and I'm really looking forward to doing that this year. So because my standard weeks got so chunky with stickers by the end of last year, I've decided not to use stickers this year, and instead I'm just decorating with pen and colored pencil. I did a detailed walkthrough of this planner recently, which I'll leave linked down below, so I won't go through it in depth this time, but I'll just show you briefly how I'm going to be using it. So as you can see, the vertical yearly layout is going to be for keeping a log of my bank balance. And then I'm going to be using the month on 2-page spreads for tracking various things, like when I've taken medicine and vitamins, online orders and expenses, so things that I bought. Then this is the weekly spread, and because the Weeks Mega, the sneaker version, doesn't have bookmarks, I am using a whole lot of pencil boards instead. So I've got one for the weekly spread. I also will have one for the monthly spread, but I don't at the moment because it's right at the beginning of the book and so there's no need. I've decorated a couple of weeks in advance, and on this side I just write down day-specific to-dos. On this side I write down to-dos that I just want to accomplish sometime during the week. I have a shopping list for groceries and also a vision list. Then I've set up some dailies, so I started using this a little bit early over the weekend because I couldn't contain myself, and so this is where I just write down a long chronological list of everything that I have to do, and I've allocated myself 1 2-page spread per week, which should take me until the end of the year. If I don't need a daily spread every day, some days there will be more to write than others, sometimes I only use it in the evening. It's just basically whenever I feel like my brain is getting full of all kinds of panic thoughts about all the different stuff I have to do, and I just want to write it down so I can see it in order and just go through it methodically. And then the rest of the book from here onwards is for collections. So I've put in things like TV shows that I want to watch. Here I made a list of fun stuff to do during Hanukkah, which is coming up. It will also contain things like planner lineups and notes for planner videos, basically anything that I want to be able to keep track of, or if I see something like a recipe on Instagram that I want to write down, that will all go in here. So that's how I'm using my Sneaker Weeks Mega as my personal planner. Then next up we have my Hobonichi Cousin, which is my work planner, and again I've been using a Cousin as my work planner for 4 years. I use the spring version of the Cousin, so I don't actually have a new one to be switching into. I won't have a new one until March. I'm looking forward to that. I'll do a more detailed walkthrough of how I've been using this in a separate video, but I'll just again show you briefly. I use the monthly spread to map out how much time I'll have for research projects. I'm a lecturer, and so my job involves various different aspects. There's teaching, there's research, and there's a lot of administrative work. And so this is really just to give me a big picture of how many days I'm going to have to devote to various research projects and which days I'm going to have to be in university and stuff like that. Then the core of my work planner is the weekly spread. So I put down all of my appointments, everything that's timed, whether it's work-related or not work-related, because I just want to have all of that in one place so that I know whether I can schedule something new and not have to switch between the work planner and the personal planner. I really enjoy having a separate work planner for my personal planner because it somehow feels anxiety-provoking to me to see my personal to-do list in the same place as my work to-do, so I really like keeping that separate, just like I have a work email address and a personal email address. I think of it in the same way. But for appointments, because obviously you can only be in one place at one time, I just put everything in here, and that way I know where it is. So that's the weekly spread, and then the daily spread I use for any kind of work-related notes. So sometimes it might be ideas for an upcoming project, brainstorming, notes from meetings. On particularly busy days, it will be a daily to-do list if I run out of room in the weekly spread. You know, references, anything work-related I'll put in here. And I've got these tabs from the Hobonichi website. This is the first year that they were offered, this particular design, and I really love these. They're made out of paper, as opposed to the plastic ones that they have had on sale for a while, so I prefer this greatly over the plastic ones. And they also match the colors of the monthly spreads in the Cousin and the A6, so I think that's really cool. I use a mechanical pencil with my Cousin because I have a lot of appointments that get changed or cancelled, and so I like to be able to erase. And at the moment I'm using the Alphabet Maze cover from this year's Hobonichi lineup, which I absolutely love. So that is my work planner, and these two planners together really form the heart of my planning system. I wouldn't be able to function without them, but I can function with only them, if that makes any sense, as planners. These are really my two planners. Then the third planner is a large Erin Condren, and this is a home planner. So this is not indispensable in the same way that these two are, because this one doesn't really have any information that's not in here. So basically this is a planner that stays at home, usually open on our living room table, and it's so that James and I can both see what's going on during the week. So we put in anything that concerns the both of us. So like if somebody's coming to visit, or my work schedule so that he knows when I'm out, or if our dogs have a vet appointment, if they need their flea medicine, anything that concerns both of us. And basically I, for the most part, maintain this and decorate it and put in all of the appointments and plans, and then James consults it. And he really likes having this because then he doesn't have to ask me, you know, if I'm out the next day. He can check in here and knows how long I'm going to be out for. So I've just been using this yearly spread to mark off the completed months, and I decorate this intensively. This is all stickers, and the stickers are all or mostly from the Happy Planner value packs. So I'm actually thinking of switching this up next year. This was an idea that I got from Instagram, I think, and instead using this to mark everything to do with our dogs. So if they have vet appointments, when they're due their flea medicine, when they're due their worm medicine, when they're due a checkup, because that's kind of stuff that can be difficult to keep track of, and I think that a yearly view would make it really simple. But I'm going to be switching into a new home planner in January, and I will show you that in a month's time. So basically, as you can see, it's all heavily decorated. I just put everything on stickers, and I pre-decorate and then write in the appointments as they come up, or, you know, as I know about them. So this is this week. And I've decorated up until the end of the year. And because the last day of the year is on a Monday, the 31st of December, you have an extra spread in here, which is 6 out of 7 days 2019, and I'm going to be in my new planner by then. So I wasn't really sure what to do with it, and in the end I decided to decorate it like this. So I've just made a little happiness thank you spread to this planner for a fantastic 18 months. So I have basically been using this as a home planner since it came out in July 2017, which I am quite pleased about. And you can see that it looks pretty good, considering that it has been extensively stickerated for the past year and a half. It really, you know, didn't get too bulky. There's not a page that is not full of stickers. So that is the last few weeks of the Erin Condren home planner. And so together these are my 3 planners, but as I said, this one is kind of like an extra planner for fun. It really fulfills 2 functions. The first is, like I said, that this planner is easy for James to be able to consult, so he knows what I'm doing and what my schedule is. And secondly, this is my only planner with stickers in it. So this one is now being decorated with pen and colored pencils. This one isn't decorated at all. and this is the only one where I get to engage in elaborate sticker rating, and so I really like that because it's fun, and I would be sad if I didn't get to put stickers in any of my planners. So now on to the two journals. I kind of count these in a separate category because even though they are planners in that they are books with dates on them, I'm not using them as planners. So I really consider my planner system to consist of these three that I just showed you. Now, for the journals, the first one is the A6 5-year techo, which I have been using for almost a year now, and that is really exciting. It's in a bloom cover, which only comes in the gift set, so it's exorbitantly expensive, but as soon as I saw it, I just knew that I was absolutely in love with it, and because I'm going to be using this 5-year techo for such a long time, another 4 years, and then I would like to continue and get another 5-year techo after that, I felt like it was a good investment. This is a Lamy Studio pen in forest green, which I absolutely love. And I just keep this very, very basic. There's no decorating at all. And every day I just write in what I'm grateful for, so 5 things that I'm grateful for, and then the highlights of the day, what happened during the day that I particularly liked or made me happy. And I do this at the end of the day, just before I go to sleep, so it's a nice way to end the day on a positive note. This pencil board came with the Bloom cover gift set, and I really, really like it. So as you can see, I am almost at the end, which is super exciting. At the end, I'm planning to use this page. So you get a blank page per year, and I'm planning to use the 2018 one to write a list of highlights of the year. So just anything that comes to mind, 1 or 2 columns until I filled up the page, just writing down all of the cool stuff that I can remember that happened in 2018. And I think that for a memory keeper, that is a really nice thing to have in the back of the book so that you can do that every year. And then I'll start over again at the beginning, which I'm really looking forward to because I mean, a big part of the attraction of having a 5-year techo, apart from the fact that you get to carry around a book with you for 5 years and, kind of have it grow with you, is being able to look back on what you were doing at the exact same time or the same day in a previous year. So I'm really excited about that. So that is my 5-year techo. I'm going to be continuing to use that and using it in the same way as I have been. And then this is a new edition. So this is a 2019 A6 English planner from Hobonichi. I've never had one of these before. I've had the Japanese A6 for the last few years, and I've used it for various things, including gratitude journal, daily planner. There were, like kind of various experiments, home planner that didn't really work out. And I originally bought this because I wanted to use it as a coloring book. So I thought I would just color in geometric patterns and use it as a kind of de-stressing tool. And that's how I started using it. So when this arrived in late September, I just started coloring it in straight away because I thought if I'm using it as a coloring book, I won't necessarily be writing in it every day, so why not just start now? Then I decided that I was going to doodle in my weeks, and when I did that, I somehow realized that I didn't want to do that and also have this coloring book because it just felt more satisfying to be able to doodle in this, and this kind of felt a bit redundant. So I started thinking of what else I could use it for, and I decided to try a stream of consciousness journal, which is something that I had never done before and never thought I would want to do because I felt like I have to write enough for work that I don't want to have to come home and then write some more. But I started reading about the benefits of journaling for mental health and getting inspired and thinking, okay, I'll just try it. So I decided to try writing a little bit in the notes pages at the back just to see how it went, and I absolutely loved it. I just instantly felt like this is totally for me. It's really satisfying just writing anything that comes into your mind, not worrying about how it looks or whether it's on topic. Also, if you love physically writing with a fountain pen, and beautiful Tomoe River paper, then it's just very satisfying in a really, kind of physical way. It's very nice. And I just kind of really started to look forward to it. So I used up all of the notes pages, and then I was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to write again until January 1st. Well, actually, even later, I still have to see whether or not the fountain pen will write well over the colored pencil, but I think I'm just going to try doing that. I experimented making a little mark with the fountain pen and it seemed to stay, so hopefully it will be okay. So then finally I decided to use one of these A6 Hobonichi notebooks, which I already had a supply of, and just keep going, which this one notebook should take me through until the beginning of January. I didn't really want to do that originally because I just wanted to have everything in the techo. I'm not a fan of small booklets or inserts or loose pages or anything like that. I just wanted to have everything in the one big chunky year-long book, but I really missed it so much that I was afraid that I would be miserable having to wait another like month and a half nearly to start writing again, and B, I was afraid that by that time I would have lost momentum and then, you know, maybe forgotten what I liked about it. So I'm using the notebook and I'm really happy about that. And I'm using my Parker 51 in this, which I absolutely love. This is a cover from Hobonichi from their 2017 lineup, I think. It was originally yellow and white and green, and I didn't like the color scheme, but I liked the design, so I dyed it, and I am really happy with how it turned out. So that is my entire planner and journal lineup for the coming month. Most of these are going to continue to be used in 2019. In fact, 2 of them are actually 2019 planners that I've started early. But I'm going to have some small amendments to my lineup as well for 2019, so I'll be back again at the end of the month to show you what is happening for the new year. So I hope that you enjoyed this. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!